When we talk about storm damage to crops this time of year, the numbers can be staggering. Between Hurricanes Katrina in 2005 and Gustav in 2008, Louisiana agriculture lost nearly $4 billion in row crops, livestock, and timber. Hurricane Isaac threatened to wreck much of Louisiana's 1.2 million acre soybean crop. The National Weather Service predicted the Category 1 storm would bring more than 18 inches of rain over much of Louisiana. As a result, soybean farmers in northeast Louisiana were rushing to get as much of their crop harvested as possible ahead of the storm. While the corn harvest in the Delta and the Macon Ridge areas were all but complete, later planted soybean varieties were still in the field. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Kristen Oaks now joins us. And Kristen, you have just returned from Transylvania, Louisiana, where one soybean farmer there was racing against the clock to get his crop in.
You know, even though it was Sunday, they were wasting no time in getting those crops out of the field. And like so many other farmers, Randy Dukes was scrambling to finish his harvest before Isaac destroys what he says could be the best crop of his life.
As Hurricane Isaac threatens to drown 600 acres of his soybean crop, Randy Duke shifts his harvest into high gear.
It's amazing how the hurricanes and the weather always can figure out a way to be here right when the crop gets ready. We know what a hurricane can do in Louisiana, and we've been through them before. So I don't know, farmers just get impatient. We just got a good crop in the field and have to go.
A good crop is an understatement. Dukes yielded as much as 97 bushels an acre, a record for this East Carroll Parish farmer.
Farmers just go to counting like trucks. You say, that truck's worth so many dollars, and you just want to get the next one and hurry and get another one and get another one. And it just, you don't see these crops very often. I mean, I've been farming for 31 years, and this is probably one of the best.
Dukes is feeling the pressure. He needs to get every bean out of the field because soybean prices hit $17 a bushel last week.
This is a year we can, make up a lot of ground. We've had a couple of bad crops in a row, but now, you very seldom ever get the price and the crop together, and it's happened this time with a good price and a good yield. So a lot of farmers can do real well this time if we can get the crop out.
But he could be racing to a dead end. Grain elevators in the Delta area are near capacity because low river levels have slowed barge traffic. With nowhere to bring his grain, all of his efforts to save his crop could be for nothing.
The biggest problem is the river. They can't load barges, so, we had such a big corn crop, they filled up with grain, and they're not able to take a lot of soybeans right now on the river.
With Isaac ready to make landfall, Duke says there's no time to slow down, especially with hundreds of acres of beans still in the field.
Just hope we get it out. We're close.
Louisiana farmers weren't the only ones racing to get their crops out of the field. Farmers in Mississippi, Arkansas, and Alabama were all working all day, even into the night, to harvest as much as they could before Isaac hit their farms. And the LSU Ag Center estimates at best, Louisiana farmers harvested 30 to 35% of the state's soybean crop before Isaac made landfall on Tuesday. And Mike, it's sad to see in such a great crop year that this storm came and kind of blindsided all of our farmers in the state.
I know, and of course, Kristen, as we've said it before, harvest and hurricanes here in Louisiana tend to go hand in hand. Kristen Oaks, thanks. Well, as you heard Kristen say, the LSU Ag Center estimates that at best, farmers harvested only 30 to 35% of the state's record soybean crop before Isaac made landfall on August 28th. While the numbers are very preliminary, officials said the storm could impact more than $800 million worth of Louisiana's soybean crop.